A tiny bird can make a bath look almost urgent. But watch closely. The wild part is followed by a freeze. The first clue is hiding in the feathers. The splash is only the beginning. The repair starts right after. The bowl keeps the evidence after the bird leaves it. Before many birds bathe, they measure the risk. The safest bath is often the one near a quick escape. A serious bath often begins with careful feet. Then, in seconds, caution becomes full-body work. After a bath, the bird briefly looks worse before it looks better. The beak acts like a tiny comb. Wet feathers can make a bird choose its next move carefully. The bath does not end at the bowl. One shadow can stop the whole ritual. Even a bold bird does not ignore the open space. Part of the answer is what the water carries away. A bird can arrive, looking only slightly dusty. The first dip is not random. It sends water under the outer feathers. Between dips, the bird checks the world around the bowl. When the yard stays calm, the work continues. The bath may last seconds. The feather work can last much longer. Each stroke helps the feather surface lie together again. A smooth wing is not decoration. It is equipment. Only after the reset does the bird leave. Smaller birds often keep one escape option close. Some birds bathe in short bursts, then vanish into cover. The visible splash may be the smallest part of the story. A bath can look ordinary to us and exposed to them. Stillness opens the path. Depth matters. Many backyard birds only need a shallow edge. The bird is not trying to soak the yard. It is trying to reach the feathers. Those droplets reveal every uneven edge. Then comes the shake, fast, messy, and useful. The next safe place may be only a few hops away. Splash, pause, shake, preen, retreat. That is the pattern to watch. Sometimes the reason is smaller than the viewer can see at first. A bird may arrive already uncomfortable. Water can loosen what dry feathers hold. Then the beak goes back to the exact same place. The bowl often shows what the bird just worked out of its feathers. A bigger bird may act bold, but the sequence is still careful. The safe moment is chosen, not assumed. A heavier bird moves the whole bowl. After each visitor, the bath looks a little different. Then the water has to come off. Some of the most important work is hidden in a small beak motion. The result is visible at the edge of the wing. Not every serious bath looks frantic. A cautious bird may soak before it splashes. Then the wings send water where the body could not. For a moment, the bird is carrying extra water. So the exit is chosen as carefully as the entry. Even a slow bath ends with careful feather work. The wet mess becomes a smoother coat. On hot days, water can solve another problem too. A bird may wait for shade before using the bath. Sometimes the first goal is simply getting water onto hot feathers. Even relief does not erase the scan. Even when cooling is part of the reason, feathers still need order. So far, the bath has been about cleaning, cooling, and readiness. Not every bath begins inside the bird bath. A hummingbird may bathe by brushing through droplets. Even this tiny bath ends in the same careful work. Sometimes cover decides which water a bird uses. A backyard may offer more than one bathing route. Some birds approach water from a vertical world. The bird studies the water before touching it. For a clinging bird, the rim becomes a foothold. The splash is smaller, but it still reaches the feathers. Then it carries the wet feathers back to safer footing. Sometimes the backyard bath begins before a bird lands anywhere. A bird may let rain do some of the work. Rain still ends with the same reset. But more water is not always better for small birds. A small bird may decide the bowl is not right today. The safer bath may be a leaf, not a bowl. A simple backyard change can make the bath easier to use. The birds often notice the difference before we do. Now the same wild splash looks less mysterious. The clue was always in what happened after the splash. But the most vulnerable moment may come after the bath. A bird may pause the repair to save itself first. The bowl can go quiet in an instant. One empty bowl can still be watched by several birds. When the yard settles, the routine starts again. The serious bird checks first, then splashes. Then the whole body goes to work. Even the crest has to be reset. Some feather work uses the foot as well as the beak. The final clue is often a wing test. The bath changes through the day, and so do the decisions around it. Tomorrow, watch what happens before the first dip. Then watch whether the bird goes shallow, deep, fast, or slow. The pause between dips may tell you more than the splash. The last splash often looks like a final rinse. Now, the bird has a new problem: wet feathers. This is the part most people stop watching too soon. Look for the edge of the wing. That is where the payoff appears. The clearest clue may be what the bird does just before it leaves. Only then does the bird carry the finished work back into the yard. The bird is gone, but the clues remain. Tomorrow, do not just watch the splash. The tiny bird from the first splash was doing more than making a mess. Clean, aligned feathers can mean warmth, movement, and escape are ready again. That is why the bath can look so intense. The bird does not stay for us. It stays only as long as the job requires. The old bowl looks simple again, until you know what to read. The splash is the loudest clue, but not the only one. Next time a bird splashes your yard, watch what it does next. Tell us what bathing clue you have noticed. The splash, the pause, the shake, or the preen.